His phone rang again. "Mom," flashed on the screen. He looked at it and pressed ignore. He told himself he would call her later. Later became tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week quietly turned into years. And then one day the phone rang again. But this time it wasn't his mother calling. It was the hospital. Daniel used to be close to his mother. When he was young, their small house was always full of noise. His mother cooked in the kitchen while talking to him about school, friends, and life. She laughed easily. Even on difficult days, she tried to make the home feel warm. His father had died when Daniel was 14. After that, his mother worked 2 jobs. She cleaned offices at night and worked at a small grocery store during the day. She rarely complained. Daniel remembered nights when she came home exhausted but still asked him about his homework. "Did you eat?" she would ask first. Not, "How was your day?" Not, "Did you miss me?" Just, "Did you eat?" Back then, he thought it was normal. Back then, he didn't understand how much she sacrificed. Years passed. Daniel grew older. He went to college in another city. His life began to expand beyond that small house and the woman who raised him. At first, he called her often. Every evening. Sometimes they talked for an hour. His mother always asked the same simple questions. "Are you sleeping well? Are you eating properly? Are you working too hard?" Daniel used to laugh. "Mom, I'm fine, you worry too much." She would laugh softly on the other end of the phone. "I'm your mother. That's my job." But slowly life got busy. Classes. Friends. Part-time work. Deadlines. Calls became shorter. Then they became less frequent. Eventually, Daniel only called once every few weeks. His mother didn't complain. Instead, she started calling him, usually in the evenings. "Just wanted to hear your voice," she would say. At first, Daniel answered, but sometimes he was with friends. Sometimes he was studying. Sometimes he was just tired, so he let the phone ring. "I'll call her later," he told himself. Later rarely happened. Months turned into years. Daniel graduated and found a job in another city. It was the kind of job he had always wanted. Long hours, high pressure, good money. He moved into a small apartment. His days were full of meetings, projects, and deadlines. His life moved fast. Too fast. His mother still called. At first, once a week, then once every few days. Daniel often saw her name on his phone while sitting in meetings or driving home late at night. "Mom." Sometimes he silenced the phone. Sometimes he watched it ring until it stopped. Sometimes he sent a quick message. "Busy right now. Talk later." His mother always replied the same way. No complaints. No guilt. Just simple words. But Daniel rarely noticed something else. She always called first. Years passed. Daniel got promotions. His salary increased. His apartment became bigger. His life looked successful from the outside. But his connection to home slowly faded. One evening, while eating dinner alone, his phone rang again. "Mom." He sighed slightly. He had just come home after a long day. His head was full of work problems. He wanted silence. The phone kept ringing. He looked at it for a few seconds. Then he pressed ignore. "I'll call her this weekend," he thought. But the weekend came with more work, and he forgot. The next week she called again. This time during a meeting. He declined the call. A few minutes later, a message appeared. "I hope you're okay. Call when free." Daniel read the message quickly and locked his phone. He didn't realize something small had changed. His mother used to write longer messages. Now they were shorter. Months later, the calls became less frequent. Daniel noticed it once while scrolling through his call history. He hadn't spoken to his mother in almost 2 months. For a moment, he felt a small discomfort. Maybe I should call her. But then his phone buzzed with a work email. He forgot the thought instantly. Life moved forward. More projects. More responsibilities. More pressure. One night, Daniel came home very late. His apartment was quiet and dark. He sat on the couch and scrolled through his phone. There was a missed call from an unknown number, and a voicemail. He listened casually. "Hello, this is City General Hospital. We are trying to reach Daniel Carter. Please call us back regarding your mother." The room suddenly felt very still. Daniel replayed the message. His chest tightened slightly. Why would a hospital call about his mother? He dialed the number immediately. A nurse answered. "Yes, Mr. Carter. Your mother was admitted earlier today?" Daniel's mind went blank. "Is she okay?" There was a short pause. "She asked for you." The nurse's voice was careful. "You should come as soon as possible." The drive to his hometown felt longer than it ever had. Daniel's hands gripped the steering wheel tightly. His mind kept repeating the same thoughts. Why didn't she tell me something was wrong? Why didn't anyone call earlier? Then another thought came quietly. When was the last time I called her? He couldn't remember the exact date. The hospital building looked smaller than he expected. Inside, everything smelled like disinfectant and quiet fear. The nurse guided him to a room. Before entering, she stopped him gently. "Your mother has been very weak," she said. "She's been asking for you." Daniel nodded, but something heavy settled in his chest. He opened the door slowly. His mother looked smaller, much smaller than he remembered. Her hair was thinner. Her face looked pale. Machines surrounded the bed, quietly measuring the fragile rhythm of her body. For a moment, Daniel just stood there. He suddenly felt like a child again. His mother turned her head slightly. When she saw him, a weak smile appeared. "You came," she whispered. Daniel walked closer. His throat felt tight. "Of course I came, Mom." She looked at him carefully, as if trying to memorize his face. "You look tired," she said softly. The same words she had said his entire life. Even now. Even here. Daniel sat beside the bed. He wanted to say something meaningful, something comforting. But nothing came out. Instead, his mind filled with memories. All the calls he ignored. All the messages he delayed. All the weekends he said he would visit but never did. His mother slowly reached for his hand. Her fingers felt fragile. "I didn't want to bother you," she said quietly. "You're always busy." Daniel felt something break inside him. "No, Mom, He stopped speaking. Because the truth was painful, he wasn't always busy. Sometimes he just didn't answer. Sometimes he chose other things. Work, friends, sleep. Anything that felt more urgent at the moment. His mother looked at him with gentle eyes. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Those words hurt more than anger ever could. Daniel stayed in that hospital room for hours. They talked slowly. About small things. About his childhood. About the house. About nothing important. And yet every moment felt heavy, because both of them understood something without saying it. Time had already been lost. Late at night, his mother fell asleep. Daniel sat quietly beside the bed. The hospital machines continued their soft beeping. For the first time in years, his phone was silent. No emails, no meetings, no deadlines, just silence and regret. The next morning, the doctor spoke to him privately. His mother had been sick for a long time, months, maybe longer. Daniel felt a cold shock. "Why didn't she tell me?" The doctor looked at him calmly. "She said you were busy." Those 4 words felt like a knife. "She didn't want to worry you." Daniel sat in the hallway afterward, staring at the floor. His mind replayed the past years. Every missed call, every ignored message, every moment he chose something else. Life has a cruel truth. You think you have time. You think there will always be another weekend, another visit, another phone call. But time moves quietly. Parents grow older quietly. Their voices grow softer. Their calls become less frequent. Not because they stop caring, but because they stop wanting to disturb your life. Daniel stayed with his mother every day after that. He held her hand. He talked to her. He listened to stories he had heard many times before. Now he wished he had listened more carefully. Some days she had energy. Some days she didn't. But whenever she opened her eyes and saw him sitting there, she smiled. That smile carried years of love. Weeks later, his mother passed away peacefully. Daniel was sitting beside her, holding her hand. The room was quiet. The machines had stopped. For the first time in his life, her phone would never call again. After the funeral, Daniel returned to his apartment. Everything looked the same, but it felt different. The silence felt heavier. One evening, he scrolled through his old call history. Hundreds of missed calls from his mother. Some from years ago. Some from months ago. Some from just weeks before the hospital call. He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he placed the phone down slowly. Life teaches some lessons too late. We chase money. We chase success. We chase recognition. And while we are running, the people who love us most are quietly waiting for just a few minutes of our time. Not money. Not gifts. Just our presence. Parents rarely ask for much. A phone call. A short visit, a simple conversation. But many people learn the truth only when the phone stops ringing forever. Daniel eventually returned to work. But he changed something in his life. He stopped assuming there would always be time. He called the people he loved. He visited more often. He listened more carefully. Because he understood a painful reality. Success means nothing if the people who loved you the most are no longer there to see it. And the saddest regret in life is not the opportunities you missed. It's the calls you ignored from someone who would have answered you every single time. One day, every parent makes their last phone call. Most children don't realize it was the last one. Life moves fast, but love moves quietly, and sometimes the most important moments in life are the ones that seem small at the time. A simple call, a short conversation, a voice asking, "Did you eat?" Because one day that voice disappears, and no success in the world can bring it back.